They say the world is full of wonder, and for some, it truly is. But not for Grace Millane. For Grace, the world ended behind a hotel door in a foreign city, in the hands of someone she'd only just met. She was 22, bright-eyed, open-hearted, the kind of woman who looked for the light in people and usually found it. She had just finished university. She wasn't running from anything, she was running toward life. Peru, South America, Asia, a sketchbook full of stories, and cities she hadn't seen yet. And then, New Zealand, her last stop, the one her parents were least worried about, the one she called the safe leg of the journey. But New Zealand didn't give Grace peace. It gave her Jessie. Grace arrived in Auckland just days before her birthday. She checked into a hostel, sent cheerful updates home. She told her friends she'd explore the art district, find good coffee, write in her journal. But birthdays can be lonely when you're far from home. So that morning, December 1st, Grace downloaded Tinder, just to find company. Just someone to talk to over wine. That's how she met him. Jesse Kempson. Charming, confident, smiling in every photo. He said he liked boxing, books, business. Said she was stunning. He suggested they meet that evening. Grace agreed. They chose the Bluestone Room, a dim, tucked-away bar where the lights hung low and strangers could become something more over drinks. CCTV footage captured them talking, laughing. She looked relaxed, comfortable. She didn't know Jesse had done this before. That women had left him frightened. That behind the smile was something twisted. She didn't know he'd already built a story in his head, one where she wouldn't leave that room alive. After drinks, Jesse invited her back to his hotel room 2805. It was her birthday. She felt a connection. Why not? She had no reason to be afraid. But fear doesn't always knock before it enters. Sometimes it waits behind a locked door. We don't know what happened in that room minute by minute, but we know how it ended. Grace stopped breathing. Jesse claimed it was an accident, that she wanted it. But if that were true, why didn't he call for help? Why did he reach for his phone not to dial emergency services but to search the internet? Time it takes to die by strangulation. Waitakere Range's burial site. Hottest fire to burn a body. Then he left the hotel. Calm, focused, cold. He bought a shovel, a suitcase, bleach. Grace's body limp. Silent was still in the room when Jesse swiped right again. That night, he went on another Tinder date, smiling, laughing, like nothing had happened. He ate noodles, watched porn, slept, as if her life hadn't just ended right there on the carpet. For days, her family begged for answers. Her phone rang and rang. Her father boarded a plane, crossed the world to find her. And when he arrived, it was already too late. Grace was found buried in the bushland of the Waitakere Ranges, folded into the suitcase Jesse had chosen for her. A final insult. In court, Jesse spun his story, said it was all an accident, that she'd wanted it rough. But evidence has a voice, and his couldn't silence it. The jury listened. They saw through his smile, especially after other women came forward. They described him cold, controlling, violent behind closed doors. Grace wasn't his first victim. She was just the first to die. He was convicted of murder, sentenced to life with a minimum of 17 years. But 17 years is nothing when your daughter's never coming home. Grace should have turned 23. She should have boarded a flight back to England, should have grown older, should have fallen in love. But her story ended in room 2805. And the rest of the world only knows her name because someone chose to destroy it. Grace didn't make a mistake. She didn't take a risk. She went on a date with someone who wore a smile like a mask. And that's the part that haunts us. Because how do you know when someone is pretending to be safe? How do you know when the danger isn't in the alley? It's in the eyes across from you at dinner. Grace believed in people. She believed in birthdays. She believed she'd wake up the next morning and start a new chapter. Instead, her story became a warning, a candle, a headline, a lesson too costly. Some hearts break, some hearts kill. This is Dark Hearts and True Crimes. Until next time, stay safe, stay watching.